You had something in your hand. What was it?
Nothing.
David, why are you like this with me?
To be fair to David, I think he's like this with everyone. Well, it's time. It's time to go on down to the Blue Whale. See Burke Devlin about a little business deal. Hello, I am Joel Sharpton, one half of the Articulate Coven, and you are watching my watch of the OG supernatural soap opera Dark Shadows. This is episode 14. We're streaming it on Amazon Prime, and that's where you can watch the series if you are looking for this. I'm really enjoying it. It's my first time through. I love the 90s series, and here we go.
Perhaps through the boy I'll tutor.
You're his governess. I ain't seen you tutor nothing yet. You could barely chase him around the house. He doesn't want anything to do with you. Boy, it took us a couple episodes, but now we're going, what's in the hand? It's a spark plug. Where'd you get a spark plug, David? So Burke was messing with Roger's car, but that was after David was sneaking around all muddy and dirty. God, you're going to pin it on Victoria Winters.
David, what are you doing in here?
Good, I'm glad you got caught, you little shit. Little does she know, he was trying to plant something on you. He didn't take anything from you. Rifling through your underwears. Man, it's always a pain in the butt trying to find what's missing, too. Like,
answer me, David. What did you take?
Nothing.
I don't believe you. You had something in your hand. What was it?
Nothing.
David, why are you like this with me?
To be fair to David, I think he's like this with everyone. Man, kudos to the lighting team on this show. Some really good looks.
Now I'm asking you to help me.
How?
Oh, I don't know. By smiling at me now and then. Saying, Vicky,
Nobody owes us a smile. Let's just say that. You should go out for a walk once in a while, though. Mental health walk.
Why should you want to give me a present?
Because Aunt Elizabeth told me to be nice to you. That's why.
Liar, liar, who lies?
It's very pretty.
That's not what was in your hand. That wasn't your plan.
I said I was going to put it in your dresser drawer when you came into the room.
Except you weren't. That wasn't the plan.
Now can I read my magazine?
Sure.
I guess this is pre-Boy's Life, huh? That's what I read when I was his age. It's the only magazine I had. Boy's Life had some good stories in it. And I got away with it, too.
I mean, David's a kook. But Burke Devlin's a nice guy who just wants to be friends with the family.
You hope.
Do you hear yourself, Carolyn?
Dear, that sounds like rain.
No, that sounds like thunder.
Carolyn, you're not going out with Burke Devlin, are you?
I wish I were.
Little do you know, he's going to be at the Blue Whale, though, so you are going to go on a date with Burke Devlin, as it turns out.
I told the people up at Collinwood what you wanted from me.
You did?
Yeah, I don't know what you're after. But as long as it involves Carolyn or any member of her family, I want you to stay away from
I like Joe Haskell. I'm a Joe Haskell fan.
How does it look?
You look beautiful, Carolyn.
Hey, I complained about it last episode. Carolyn's got a whole different outfit on now. Look at that.
Well, you can always have a fight in a bar.
One was enough.
Yeah, she had one already last episode, a couple weeks ago.
Of course, if I thought Bert Devlin might be around to break it up again, that might be different.
He's literally there right now. That's funny.
You think this hem ought to be shortened?
It looks fine to me.
I don't think you're going to shorten the hymn tonight.
Who happens to be in love with you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wish Carolyn was as much a Joe Haskell fan as I am.
Chances are none of us will ever see him again, and it really couldn't matter less. Period. Exclamation point.
I love that she used it properly. Couldn't matter less. People all the time say I couldn't care. I could care less. No, what you want to say is I could not care less. I couldn't care less. That's the thing. If you could care less, that means you care some. They have not improved the knocker on the front door.
Hello, come in. Carolyn said she'd be right.
I really do not understand. I mean, the doors to the drawing room here, for instance, are great doors. The doors to the bedrooms are pretty good doors. I do not understand using the front doors to your main house as like the cheapest pieces of plywood you could find on set. I don't understand that decision.
But if you don't believe in ghosts, what do you call that thing standing right behind you?
Don't you ever do that to me again.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't...
Cheap joke, Joe Haskell.
I...
Did she change her dress again? Yeah, I guess that's different than the one she was wearing.
And 9-year-old monsters. Am I right?
9-year-old. David's 9 years old. I thought he was 7. I thought they had said previously he was 7.
No movie tonight, Joe. I'd rather go...
Just occurred to me, if he's 9, especially if he's 9 in a couple of months, he's just the right age to have potentially been Burke's child before he went away to prison. Dum, dum, dum.
Carolyn, I think you'd be better off going to a movie.
You manage with your monsters, Vicky, and I'll manage with mine.
Carolyn using Joe for a ride. Whoa, that door hasn't been opened. Has it?
I can't get in there. It's always locked.
Little ghosties and ghoulies here in the 14th episode.
Do you like my father?
Why, yes, I think he's a very nice man.
He hates you.
David's a mess.
Do you know Bert Devlin?
David, it's awfully hard to keep up with you. You go from...
That was literally how my grandmother would talk, by the way. She'd be in the middle of a conversation and switch topics without alerting you and be using like pronouns the whole time, so you don't even know who did what with whom at what point and whether she's talking about memory or current events. Just you just riding the conversation like a wave.
I bet I could be real good friends with Mr. Devlin.
Everybody in this family, but Roger is madly in love with Bert Devlin. This is what every dance was in the 60s. It was sort of the twist, but not really. I mean, I think that's what I've been told anyway. I don't know. God. You would talk about a dive bar. Got the netting hung up and everything.
Well, just don't punch anybody in the jaw and we'll be all right.
Don't go dancing with some hoodlum.
I think you'll have to.
Hi, kids.
I mean, Carolyn, you were waving "come hither" effectively. Like, let's don't be surprised here.
I don't want to be a fifth wheel.
I mean, I guess fifth wheel is still the analogy, but there were just 2 of them.
Certainly is a lot better than drinking alone. What do you have?
Joe's having the worst night. This is the worst date ever, Joe. I bet Berg's going to pay for it, though. Let's look on the bright side. I bet Berg's going to pay for it, though. Let's look on the bright side.
You're only 9 years old. How many people have you known?
Man, my mom got a t-shirt and it says, like, I like Diet Coke and like 2 people. Or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. It's 3 or 4 things. But yeah, I like reading books. I like watching movies and like 6 people.
You mean my father's going into town tonight?
Uh-huh.
Is he taking the car?
Well, he's not going to walk.
I don't want any presents. Thank you.
So did David take the spark plug? I mean, the spark plug is not going to make the car crash. I don't know what he thinks he's going to do there. It's going to make the car not start. Slow episode. So we hit that high last episode of the meeting between Burke and Roger, and so you knew it was going to be a little bit of denouement while they build up the next thing here. You know, it's interesting though. So episode 14 still would have been. We're not quite at the end of the third week. So we're like Thursday of the third week. At least maybe next episode will give us another good cliffhanger as we head into the weekend. All right. Anyway, I'm digging this. You can check out all of these videos early and ad-free if you sign up for our Patreon, articulatecoven.com/join. $2 a month or more gets you everything that we make, both these Dark Shadows videos, but also my wife and I are now doing Wolf Like Me. And of course, the original podcast, Articulate Coven, covers all of Anne Rice's stuff. We've got our spinoff show, Flan Again, which is covering Mike Flanagan's stuff. We're about to start covering Fall of the House of Usher with my co-host from Articulate Coven, Ashley, and her husband, Brat. They're going to be talking about Fall of the House of Usher from Netflix very soon. So all of that and more here on the channel. Subscribe if you watched on YouTube. Check out the Patreon if you want them early.